Do you believe me? Would you believe me if you knew I've been wrong many times before? And just look at the examples. Well, let's see. I've said a lot of things over the years. I haven't been proven wrong on UFOs yet. Diet-related stuff. Politics. Let's see. What about the people, who was it there's, I know who debunked me. Nobody. Best channel on YouTube. This is Gary, the Carburetor. I am here to save the world with your help. I did have a debate with Bart. He called it a discussion, and then he says he won. Beat me good. How? How did he do that? Did he show I was wrong on anything? No. 2.5 hours we spent. I trapped him a couple of times, but he didn't do that with me, did he? But there's this one guy who has been wrong. Let's use him as an example. And he's been wrong many times, and this has been documented. He's a popular person, and there's certain people who still believe him. It's pretty clear he's been wrong about certain things. Like years ago when he picked the best people as part of his team, well, those people are almost all gone now. And then he had to pick the second best people, I guess. A lot of those people are gone too. So isn't that kind of proof that they weren't the best people? He thought they were. So I guess he was wrong. And he has been wrong so many times. Now, this is interesting. You may have seen this notification I just got there. This happens a lot. I'm in a certain zone here. You probably figured out who we were talking about, huh? Why is that? How did you know who we were talking about? It's because you know it's true. And sure, I don't have much Trump supporters watching me. But if they were, and they might be if you shared this video to them, they would also have figured out who I'm talking about. Trump portrait. Good idea. I've kind of done portraits within my videos. I do paint portraits to show people what the truth is, not just tell them, because telling them doesn't work. It's like a Rush song. Yep, Rush has a song for that too. Show me, don't tell me. He can twist perceptions, but reality don't budge. His court can raise objections, but you can be the judge. Wasn't this one of his best people? Trump advisor, Jason Miller. You might be distracted by his face, which I am. I cannot look at that picture without noticing something just wrong about his face. Geez, he is swollen, bloated. He looks like a cross between Joe Rogan and Alex Jones. They all have this look, almost all of them. And part of it is the supplements. Another is just their genes. Then there's this guy. He's got toad genes. Complete freak. So today I had this great idea of how we can just go through a bunch of things that are going on real quick, real efficiency, because I'm running out of time here and there's way too much to cover. So I realized here is how I can do it. Check it out. The Young Turks, TYT. I'm going to just look at the titles of their videos. Supreme Court, Barrett, sworn in, democracy knocked out. Will Dems actually fight back? Will you? Next. Yeah, I don't want to get deep into that, so just move on. Jared Kushner. Now, this is a person that I have not talked about ever. And the reason is because I don't know much about him. Sure, he's in the Trump group, but I'm not going to just trash him. I'm not going to just throw him in because I don't know enough. I've always given him the benefit of the doubt. Same thing for Melania up until yesterday. Actually, I forgot about a couple of weeks back, her phone calls. It's just so upsetting that she's acting just like Trump now. That's so sick to see. It's like a horror movie with someone being taken over by a monster. We're really living in a horror movie here. The headline here is Jared Kushner makes extremely racist comment. Now that sounds hard to believe, doesn't it? If you didn't see this, you might be in doubt here. Right? Did he really do that? You should be asking that. Yeah, that's hard to believe. Well, I saw it, and what he said really isn't the kind of racism you hear on the street like I did when I was young. But when you look at what he is saying and the mindset of him, what he's saying is racist. He's basically saying that black people are lazy, and this is an old racist belief. I actually don't know where that comes from. They were slaves, man. And they make up a lot of professional athletes now. Those people are not lazy. I don't know. I guess it's because back in the past, black people were just nearly all poor, and people equated being poor with not working or just being too lazy, which is just really tone deaf. It's just ignorant. And ignorance and prejudice and hate go hand in hand. Yes, it is easy to quote Rush a lot, especially in politics. I was quoting that Rush song called Witch Hunt. The Rush song's called Witch Hunt. A lot of people didn't watch my video. It was one of my best videos ever. And yeah, I made 1,000 videos. But that was one of the best. I just didn't know how to title it and thumbnail it to express how great it was. And apparently I did get it wrong because it's one of my worst performing videos. Anyway, Philip DeFranco is on the scene. And guess what he's talking about? He's talking about the video I made yesterday. He's talking about what I talked about yesterday. I beat you, Philip. I knew the biggest story going on YouTube probably. I spotted it right away. Alex Jones goes on the Joe Rogan show, and I said, I'm on to this story. I know this is big. And here's proof that, oh, Gary was right again. Not wrong again. No, I was right again. I'm always right. And the proof of that is, if Philip DeFranco covers it, you know it's the big story. Just like all the Kardashians. By the way, I didn't cover the Alex Jones story because it's controversial, although that was part of the video. I covered it because, well, I've been covering Alex Jones' escapades for the last 4 years since he did that anti-vegan rant, and so it fits in with my channel. And it was just a perfect thing to do, to cover. I'm still not going to just say that Jared is racist. I'm just saying what he said was racist. There's a difference. What he said was, well, one thing. The black community needs to want to be successful more than Trump wants it or something like that, suggesting that they just don't want it. And that's the reason, maybe, the reason black people aren't doing great now, like Trump said they would be. Now, see, right there shows me maybe that was Jared's motivation. And yeah, they're in the campaign right here to win the election, so he's probably just trying to make an excuse for Trump. Maybe he doesn't actually believe what he said about black people. No, Democrats know that Americans are not all in debt because they're lazy. No, Americans work. And it's often the poorest people that work the hardest. Am I right, people? Yes, I am. See, I know what I'm talking about. Well, I just quoted Alex Jones. You know what we're talking about. It's been cracking me up for 4 years now. These people are doofuses. Let's just move on. Trump causes election chaos with new claim. Old news. I didn't even watch that. Well, I'm not going to. It's the same old, same old. Of course he's going to do that. He's going to do it tomorrow. He's going to do it the next day. He'll do it probably on election day. We'll be here live to cover whatever happens. And he'll do it the day after election day and the day after that. This is easy to predict. Another thing I want to bring up, my biggest fan, Vegan Jerry, he agrees with me on almost everything. And he's also liberal, very similar to me. Guess what the one thing he is disagreeing with me on? It's what I've been trying to do all week for 4 years. What's the most important thing we can do this week? He's not doing it. He disagrees with me about if we should vote. Last week I made a video where I tore Frank apart with his non-voting video. He's bullshit or crazy. I've seen this for 20 years. I've been debunking these people. And Vegan Jerry said I beat Frank right in that video. Now he is saying that Frank is right and I am wrong. And it's just a coincidence about my video title. I came up with that for a different reason because, as you see, Trump is wrong. I want to know what you think about what Jerry thinks. I feel like there's a lot of people out there like this. I know someone in my family who is like that and doesn't vote. And I knew someone who used to not vote but is voting now. And I've had a debate with that person. The guy driving the truck 2 years ago, he now knows I was right. And he should have been voting all along. And if it wasn't for non-voters, we wouldn't have Trump to deal with. Isn't that right? I can win this argument with so many different things. I could win it all day long, all week long. I could win it in my sleep. I could sing it in a song. I could just keep going. What do you think? Is Jerry wrong? So it seems like not only is the good side having a battle with the bad side, we're also battling ourselves. There's so much battle within the good side. Maybe that's why we lose so much. Evil has an advantage. People not voting against them. When they are against them, you have a vote. You're lucky to have a vote. And it does count. Yeah, Trump is going to try to take it away. He's actually made that clear to us. And you're going to just keep sitting there watching him do this? That could never do this in the past. He's going to try to change that. And you're just going to sit by? Moving on. Okay, another black shooting. Black person being shot by police. And, of course, what's going to happen next will be a backlash because, well, here we are again. Why would the situation stop? It's not like we had a president who cared enough about this situation to take some kind of action. Oh, no, I spoke too soon. He is taking action. He is saying, well, okay, maybe I don't know if he took action, but he's yelling that the backlash in Philadelphia needs to stop. We got all these rioters out there causing trouble, breaking windows, standing in the street, starting fires. And we can't have that. But why do we have that? I don't think I need to go on. Now let's go on to the next video. Wisconsin voters get screwed by Supreme Court. Yes, Jerry, I know what's going on, and we're trying to stop it. It's like they say. They're saying freedom isn't free, and our democratic or whatever system we got, whatever you think of it is, it will only be taken away from us if we don't fight to keep it.
Thanks so much for being with us. I'm Ana Cabrera in New York, and 10 days till the election of a lifetime. We are watching history in America right now.
Okay, this is an interesting one here. See, here's the kind of stuff you miss when you don't vote. Comprehensive sexual health education. Obama's on.
And talk to him. He thinks scowling and being mean is tough, and being rude is tough, but when 60 Minutes and Leslie Stahl are too tough for you, you ain't all that tough.
This is it, people. How can you suggest that not voting will help any of this? Democrats warn Republicans about scooters. Yeah, a little too late. But at least they can fight back, and they can fight back more with if there's more Democrats in Congress. How do they get in Congress? They're elected officials. They get in because we vote them in. That's the only way. Next video. McConnell says Barrett will be an asset on election day. Yes. This guy called himself the Grim Reaper. Why would someone vote for a party that basically is showing that they will be evil? They're telling their supporters, we'll be as evil as we need to be. That's what they want. That side is evil. And evil will win if we don't stand up to them.
Honk if you're fired up. Honk if you're ready to go. Are you fired up? Are you ready to go? Are you fired up? Are you ready to go? Let's make this happen. Thank you, everybody. God bless you.